don't worry, I'm being very, very safe. Very, very safe. I know there's gonna be some people who are, I have both my hands on the steering wheel, looking ahead. Anyway, it is, boy, a little past 7:45 in the morning. So like my clock is fast in here, so, and my ears are popping. So I never really know exactly what time it is. It's like 4 minutes fast. So I guess that would make it 7:48 in the morning. It's a little bit earlier than I usually leave. My mother-in-law, who watches Hudson on Mondays and Fridays during the week, has to leave early today, so I'm trying to get in early. We had a terrible, terrible night of sleep last night, unfortunately. I think he's been out of his usual like rhythm the last week, and I know I talked about this a little bit, and it wasn't as, like, it hasn't been this bad all week, but he's gone from like getting progressively better at sleeping through the night to getting worse and worse and worse. But yeah, so last Tuesday night was very similar, where he was only sleeping for an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours at a time, and then getting up for a while. And he did that again last night. So I probably cumulatively got about 5 hours of sleep, and it was broken up into 1 to 1.5 hour sections, which, you know, you just can't, you don't feel rested. You can't get that full night of sleep. When you lay down, you fall asleep, and then it feels like immediately, and in some cases it was, there was twice he woke up within a half an hour of me putting him down. Seaver got up with him once during that point, and I slept for another hour, and then I got up with him the second time he did that. And yeah, but anyway, oh man, yeah, it's rough. It's rough. You get so frustrated, and you're so tired, and it's just hard. I mean, anybody who is a parent who's dealt with a sleep regression, you know, some babies don't have it. I think it's pretty common. I think most babies do. Some babies don't. I know my friend, one of my best friends, she was my college roommate. We were roommates for like 4.5 years, I think. Elizabeth, her oldest daughter, well, she has a daughter and a son. So her oldest child is her daughter, and she was an amazing sleeper and slept through the night like within a few weeks. It was crazy. And they had like zero problems until she was 4 months old. And then Elizabeth suddenly got a taste of, you know, having a baby that won't sleep, unfortunately. But yeah, so it's pretty common. Anyway, I'm gonna be drinking lots of coffee today, and yeah, it's beautiful out. Looking around, oh my gosh, there's more traffic this early than there is when I go in. More people are on their way to work this early. But yeah, the sun's starting to come up. It's shining off the snow we have left. We have a little bit of snow left on the ground. Everything is sort of this hazy sunrise. It has this, yeah, hazy sunrise look. And yeah, it's pretty. The area we live in, sorry, I'm just gonna like keep talking. I didn't get a chance to talk much yesterday, as you guys will have seen. By the time I got home, Seaver and I had dinner, and then putting Hudson to bed, and then just wanting to go to bed myself. I didn't really have time, and I didn't show any of my Advents. I only have one Advent. I didn't show my Advent, and I didn't... Yesterday was kind of sorry, my ears are popping again. It was a bit of a rush to get out the door in a way. I just didn't have like extra time. I made it to my sister's in really good time right when I wanted to, but it was just like getting ready, getting Hudson ready. I didn't have like extra time to film or anything like that. So, and Seaver was home, and I don't film as much when Seaver's home, just because I don't know, he's not like super into being on the podcast or being on the vlogs. He has in the past a few times, but sometimes, and it's totally understandable, I know it can be a little frustrating when I'm wanting to film, I'm wanting to, you know, it's mostly like with vlogs and stuff, when we go somewhere, when it's Vlogmas, I'm wanting to do all this filming, and in his mind, he's not on social media a whole lot. He's just kind of like, why can't you like be in the moment in a way? But I know he does understand that I want to, like, you know, continue this podcast, and I love filming bits and pieces of my life and bits and pieces of my projects and talking about that with people. And anyway, so I don't often film very much when he's home. So, needless to say, I didn't really film too much yesterday. And, oh yeah, I was going to talk about the area that we live in. So, my podcast name obviously is Driftless Knitter, Driftless Knitting. Driftless Knitter is my Instagram. And, I'm really, really hoping that it looks like I'm just like talking to someone on FaceTime, and that I'm not like filming myself, because I feel like that could be like really weird for people to see. I'm gonna just sort of maybe block the camera slightly. But yeah, so I was sorry, my phone fell. So I was gonna talk a little bit about the area that we live in, and I know you can barely see my face. Anyway, so Driftless Knitting came from when I was living in Minnesota, in Winona, which is like known for being part of the Driftless region. Look it up if you don't know what it is. It's like a geographical area that didn't get any of the glacial activity. Anyway, then we moved down to the Madison area, and this area that I'm in, just north of Madison, it's like northwest of Madison, is technically still in the Driftless region. Yeah, so that just means that there are a lot of hills, a lot of beautiful like rock outcroppings, things like that. Lots of the other areas of Wisconsin and Minnesota actually are pretty flat, but this area is really beautiful. It's got like small bluffs. Winona has really big bluffs. It's surrounded on both sides because of the Mississippi. It's like sandwiched between the bluffs on both sides, and then the Mississippi runs between the bluffs. And it's called the Island City just because it's on this like piece of land. There's two big lakes, and then, which actually used to be part of the Mississippi way back when, and then the Mississippi on the other side. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's really cool. If you've never been and you live in the Midwest, it's a beautiful place to visit. It's a beautiful place to live. I loved living there, and I would still probably be living there if I hadn't met Seaver and he hadn't gotten a job in Madison. And his family is from this area, like closer to this area, and my family's from Illinois, so technically I'm closer too. But I just loved living in Winona so much. After I graduated from college there, I decided to stay. It's got a great art scene. They have the Great River Shakespeare Festival, the Beethoven Festival every summer. They have art galleries. The Minnesota Marine Art Museum is there. They have Boats and Bluegrass Festival every summer or every September. I've been to that several times, and it is one of the most amazing experiences. It's right on this campground that's on the Mississippi, so you can go out and canoe, and then just listen to bluegrass bands for 4 days, 3 days straight, eat some amazing food. It's really awesome. So basically what I'm saying is this area that I live in is beautiful, and even though it's winter and there are no leaves on the trees and everything, the farms, and because it's so weird, like if you go outside of Madison just by a tiny bit, you're back in rural Wisconsin. So I drive from a small town about 20-25 minutes outside of Madison, and like right now I'm coming into the west side of Madison, and then suddenly there are large buildings, and it's a little bit further to get into like the downtown, like the true downtown of Madison. This is more of the newer, like Middleton is on the outside, and then Madison kind of blend together a little bit, the west side of Madison into Middleton, but but anyway, I'm gonna get going because I have to get off on an exit here in a second, but I hope you could hear that. I just realized that the car noises might be like super loud, and I didn't take that into account, but I've enjoyed talking to myself. It's kind of calmed me down from the rush and the craziness and the frustration of this morning and last night, so thank you. And I'm sorry for the weird camera angle. I keep trying to like adjust it, and it's just not working, so yeah. All right, I'll see you guys later. Good afternoon, friends. It is I almost said 11. It's afternoon. It can't be 11. It's like 12:15 right now. I just finished eating lunch. I've pumped, I've eaten lunch, I've shipped out the rest of New Year's Club, got that done this morning before our mail guy came and picked up the mail, so that was a big win. Started shipping out orders from the weekend. I'm going to keep doing that, along with some custom dyed to order stuff that has come through. And I have some yarn to wind later on because I have a feeling I'll get done with shipping in a couple of hours, and then I'm going to wind some yarn. So all good things, and yeah, I'm still a little out of it, just being tired. I opened my day 21 of Advent, and excuse me, it is Mr. Wickham. I really like the color, even though I'm not so much a fan of the person. That's okay. You gotta have a villain type of a guy in these books, don't you? So yeah, Mr. Wickham. And yesterday's, I don't think I showed, again, Whirlwind. I didn't open it until like, I don't even know, 9 o'clock last night after Hudson went to bed. So, yeah, I can't remember what that one was. I think it was Mr. and Mrs. Collins. Yeah, I'm pretty sure day 20 was Mr. and Mrs. Collins. I'll have to show that one on here a little later. So yeah, hopefully I can get some more video footage. This is my last day here at Knit Circus before Christmas. So yeah, I'm gonna be winding up a few more of my Advent mini skeins, and then just in case I get like a load of time I will get the car ride down. Ooh, that'll be nice. I kind of forgot about that. I get the car ride down and back. Yeah, that'll be good. I'm excited now. I mean, I was excited before, but I'm gonna wind up a few more of my minis. I wound up my Christmas Eve cast on yarn that I showed you a couple days ago. I remembered that. I'm so happy. So I wound it on our electric winder, and yeah, otherwise I'm going to drink a little more coffee. I've had some water, so I feel okay drinking a little more coffee and maybe having a caramel. We work with a company called Cream City Caramels, and we've done a couple of clubs with them, and they've made, not specifically for us, not in some cases, flavors for our clubs. We did our Halloween club with them and the New Year's club, and their caramels are so good. And they're out of Oconomowoc, which is outside Milwaukee, so fairly local. Sorry for the shaky camera if you're picking up on that. But yeah, they're really good, and we had extra caramels, purposefully bug ordered extra for us, so from the New Year's Club. So after I finished shipping all those out, we knew how many we had extra, and we all got a little packet of caramels, so I might treat myself to one of those. Good evening. I always seem to film during the day and then take a huge long break and then film right before I go to bed. But it's just, I don't really have time when I get home because it's hit the ground running, take care of the baby, get food. You've heard me. You've heard the whole spiel. Anyway, I caked up, oh, my hair's a mess. I caked up my yarn for my Christmas Eve cast on. And actually what I have to do, going over here with all my whips, I have decided not to worry about doing the waffles puppy. I just know that it never would have happened. It's not gonna happen. Where is, oh, there it is. So I keep all of my whips in this little like crate thing in my living room, and I still have my I'll put you down here. There we go. Oh, that's such a festive background. I still have my pumpkin farm socks. I have so this is the first one. This is a pattern that I designed this past fall with a cable on it that I made to look like a pumpkin. You can see it kind of goes in an oval, and then it's got a little stem, little vines. Those are like the roots. Anyway, so that's the pumpkin farm socks. So this is the first one, and then I still have the second one barely started. So there's a progress keeper from, excuse me, the Gnome Knitter. It's a pumpkin scone. Sorry, the lighting is bad. We have these like really warm lights that we turn on at night. So yeah, a little progress keeper there, and yeah, I've barely gotten, I think I only have one like repeat done, and I just haven't picked them up because I have to think about them a little bit too much. This yarn though is amazing. This is, surprise, surprise, Bumblebee Acres Farm. This is the squishy sock base, and it's Haggard's Pumpkin Patch colorway. And if the lighting was right, you would see that this is like a tan. It's like got a tan base and like orange speckles and darker brown speckles. It's really, really pretty. Perfect for these socks. But anyway, I'm gonna keep them in this bag. This is my autumn bag. I'm gonna keep them in there because I have to finish them. I'm going to finish them. I really miss knitting socks. I really want to knit socks. Well, that's a good thing. I am. But what I was gonna say is that I need to take this sock off the needles, put it on holders, and put them in this bag. Take these needles out. These were for the cowl that I just did, which I think I have named it. I think I've named it. I'm not gonna say it yet, but I think I named it. Anyway, my brand new cowl. I haven't determined when I'm gonna release it yet. Maybe I'll do it like Christmas Eve, or maybe the morning of the 23rd. Because it's pretty much ready to go. I just have to add the title in and like put my name at the bottom, and then like make sure that it's formatted right, and that's it. So this one you're definitely not going to be able to see very well, but you kind of saw it a couple days ago in this skein. I showed it to you. This is from Sassy Songstress, and she's a local dyer. I forget how I heard about her. I think just through Instagram. She's got a small business. I need to check and see if she's still dyeing and selling yarn, but last fall sometime, we did a trunk show with her yarn at Knit Circus, and I bought this colorway. It's called Christmas is Coming, and it's got a light yellowish base with greens and reds and and browns, kind of tan. really pretty. So that's gonna be my Christmas Eve cast on, because my Woolberry Fiber Co yarn hasn't come yet, which is totally fine. And even if it did come like tomorrow or before we leave on the 23rd, I wouldn't be able to cake it in time because I don't have a Swift and ball winder here. I use the one at work, so I had to bring that to work and cake it. But I'm gonna bring it in my bag that Beth sent me a long time ago. I don't know, when was that, Beth? Like 4 years ago? 3 years ago? She sent me a couple of these for a get your yarn wishes granted, which I haven't seen too many of those posts lately. I know it's still going on this year, but I've been so busy I haven't even like looked, but I just realized that usually for a couple years I would do a few of them. I would give, and then I would ask for something, and I received a few packages. Last year I think I just sent something. I don't know if I got anything, but I mean, that was totally fine. I didn't really need to. Part of it was a way to sort of like stash bust. I was like, hey, I can give away a couple skeins of yarn. Like, sure. Because you guys saw how much yarn I have. Anyway, so yeah, I have to put this sock on some holders and put it in here. I also have to figure out which progress keeper I'm gonna put on there. I should probably put the Christmas tree. Do I have any other like holiday ones? Not really. I have a hot cocoa, and I have the one that's on my advent. I'm gonna leave that on my advent. I'll probably save the hot cocoa for when I'm knitting like in January and February, because it's still like cold, but it's not winter. So I'll probably put my Sucre miniatures. Ooh, oops. The Christmas tree. You guys have seen that one. That was actually on the cowl, my new cowl as well. So yeah, that'll be fun. I just thought about the fact that I'm gonna have a lot to do tomorrow, plus I'm still needing to work a little bit and pack up and wrap some last minute presents and do all this stuff. So I thought, even though I should get to bed, because last night, as you guys know, was a terrible sleeping night. I'm hoping he does not repeat that. But I have a couple holders. Since this is on Magic Loop, I'm just gonna put one on one end, one on the other, and hold it for a while. You guys gotta hold me accountable. I need to finish these because they're so much fun, and I wanna wear them. I love this yarn, I love this color. So I just need to do it when I have more brain space. I'm gonna do a really easy pattern, I think, sorry, I'm starting to, probably are like, why is she bending over? Transferring these. This stitch holder is way bigger than these stitches. That's gonna be a little bit of a pain. I'm gonna have to loosen up the stitches a little bit. It'll probably affect my gauge when I come back to it, but it's okay. If you guys can hear laughing in the background, that's because Seaver is watching the end of Groundhog Day. We never got around to finishing it, and we like rented it on Amazon, I think, online, and it's gonna like go away like tomorrow or something, maybe the next day. So he thought he would just finish that quick. He's never seen it, so. Oh, I finished my color 7. I finished color 7 on my advent, and I'm on to color 8. And I wound up 3 more, so I now have 5, including color 8, I have 5 more mini skeins wound up, so I figured that's plenty because I'm also going to be starting my socks on the 24th, so. And I can wind up a mini skein, that's not a big deal. Okay, one side is on, good to go on that. And put my little holders on. And then do number 2. Let's go from this side. Okay, bye guys, love you all. Good night.